The rising tide of fake news and disinformation is dominating World Press Freedom Day discussions taking place this week in Ethiopia. As the world prepares to mark the day on Friday, media practitioners and experts have been charged to uphold journalism ethics, which are carrying out their duties.
The relationship between the press and democracy is the main theme this year, and how to marry both ends with a view of furthering democratic tenets the world over is a feat that calls for concerted effort. At an event organized by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, in conjunction with the Nigerian Union of Journalists, preparatory to the World Press Free Day, journalists in Nigeria held a candlelight procession to honor their fallen colleagues and others serving various jail terms. The representatives of UNESCO in Nigeria says the role of journalism in every democratic setting cannot be undervalued, and the protection of journalists in the course of their duties is the least expected of any individual and government.
The UNESCO Observatory recorded 99 journalists killed in 2018 and a total of 1,307 journalists killed between 1994 and 2018. Impunity for crimes committed against journalists is a threat that affects all our societies. This threat requires us to be constantly vigilant. We must act together to protect the freedom of expression and safety of journalists.
Other speakers at the event decried the increase in the spate of fake news, which, according to them, is an ill wind which blows no one any good. They insist that if the societal ill is not checked, it places a bold question mark on the media's potential in supporting peace and reconciliation.
On the issue of fake news, I want to throw a challenge to you today. For those of you who are in the mainstream of the media, and those of you who are working in the organized structure and media architecture, you must rise to the challenge. You must help the government to develop policies, programs, to help to deal with the issue of fake news. Because when the integrity of the news is called to question, when the populace begin to doubt every single news item out there on the stream, it may also begin to affect the integrity of the mainstream media.
Fake news fuels religious crisis, ethnic crisis, cultural crisis, and of course journalists owe it a duty not to be identified with this monstrous phenomenon. This is therefore an opportunity for us to stand out and be counted by not encouraging social media actors who fuel the spread of fake news with the sole intent of destroying the very fabric that holds us together as a people. I want to therefore restate that this is the era of developmental journalism, and all of us must come together and be counted.
The theme for the 2019 World Press Freedom Day is Media for Democracy, Journalism and Elections in Times of Disinformation. Adeshawa Dushoga, TV 360, Nigeria.